Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz in September 24, 2016, 9:05 p.m. in Birmingham. Topic, breaking off from what I've been doing. Is there marriage in heaven? And I went to a funeral today. It was my first cousin, and there aren't many of us left. And so you'll find when you get on up in your 60s and 70s that more and more of your relatives are going away and your aunts and uncles have been gone. Um, but the preacher mentioned something, and of course, he's not talking 100% biblical when he says this, because he said the first thing that you do when you get to heaven is you want to go and find Jesus. And of course, that's the first thing I want to do when I get there. He said the second thing you want to do is probably find your wife. Had she left before you, or you left before her? And then maybe it's your mother that you're going to look for first. But let me tell you about a man and a woman in heaven. There will not be marriage in heaven. Your wife or your husband that you knew and married to while you were here on earth will not be your wife or your husband in heaven. And just say you were married twice. Well, which wife will be if there were given in marriage? Or look at some people married many times. Well, which one is going to be the wife? Let me tell you what there will be in heaven that will be marriage, other than the Christians being married to Jesus Christ, were the bride. So inside the tribulation period, the final 7 years on earth, prior to that, there will be a great number of Christians will be taken out. There'll be a rapture of the church. Those that are left were not saved, so they're lost. But they'll have the ability to become saved in multiple ways. This is one time where your works can get you to heaven. And that is refusing the mark of the beast. That's right there. If you take the mark, you're instantly doomed forever in hell. You refuse the mark, they're going to hurt you bad. Like the Bible says, some of you will be captured, some of you will be punished, some of you will be jailed, some of you will be tortured, and some of you will be beheaded. And the Bible clearly says, refuse that mark at all cost, and I will give you a crown of life. So, here we are, the ones who are left when the rapture took place. You're here on earth, and you did not want. In other words, you have 144,000 Jews out there witnessing in the tribulation. You have angels that are witnessing in the tribulation worldwide. And you also have in the Middle Eastern area, probably being very specific in Jerusalem, the two witnesses, the two elders, the two men that'll come back down, probably those, God took some up without them dying, but they'll come back, two of them, and they will die. And but they'll be able to deal anyone fits who try to hurt them for the first 3.5 years. And then at the 3.5 year point, they will be able to die and they'll be killed. And they'll lay in the streets for X number of days. And then they will stand up after being dead, live on camera, and they will ascend to heaven. It's biblical. So, the people who made it through, that managed to not get dead, that made it through the 7-year tribulation period, and the multitudes that did accept Christ because they were witnessed to by the Jews or by the angels or by the two witnesses, they managed to get saved, be saved, and refuse the mark of the beast. So, and those that were married during that time, that went through and still came out alive and still married, they will enter into the 1,000-year millennium as married. A married couple. Now, what about those that came through? A lot of women, a lot of men, a lot of kids, say age 16 and up, and guys. And can they be wedded? Can they be married? They can. But we who were raptured, we took on a new body. And we're not able to have children. Our new body, we're rejecting that. God gave us a perfect body. And so those that went through the 1,000 years, that went through the 7 years tribulation and then lived through the 1,000-year millennium, repopulated earth. Because keep in mind, half of the population of this planet were killed, and then probably about 80% of those that are left went to hell. I mean, I don't know, but I know there's a big number. So you got maybe 20%, maybe 15, maybe 10, maybe 5% that came through it, because now it's going to take 1,000 years to repopulate Earth, and they'll do it. But those who left in the rapture, when we get to heaven, the first person we want to see is Jesus Christ. It's not then run to your wife. My wife passed away. And I always thought, or I did think, I really knew that it wasn't going to happen, but I did think it. Well, the first thing I want to do after I grab Jesus and hug him and hold him, then I'm going to go find my wife because I miss her so bad. That won't be the case. I will know her. I will know that we used to be married, but we are in different bodies now. And we love everyone. And when I say love everyone, we have the mind of Christ. We love everyone through faults and no faults. And those who made it through, that didn't die and were saved, are the only ones that will have children in the 1,000-year millennium. If one was raptured, say a guy's wife was raptured and he was not because he wasn't saved, he will not link up with her in the 1,000 years and marry her and have children. She has changed. She doesn't have that ability. He didn't change. He does. So he will more than likely marry someone else in the 1,000-year millennium. I hope I cleared that up somewhat, because this has been a big question that's been asked in many ways at many times. But this is the way it's going to be. And I won't need to repeat anything. Most time I do. But you do understand, and that is biblical, 100% biblical. Anyway, just want to pass that along because that was asked today at my cousin's funeral. Jody Wolf Exposed.